around that to make sure that they can get them to be optimised and work on the ground. So thank you. So we've got a number of questions. So I encourage anyone with a question to please put it into the Q&A section and we'll get to it. That'd be great. The first one I have, and I think there was some discussion going on here, but Jeff Baines has asked a question, I think it was for you, Stuart, in terms of having, with the local cane farmer, has asked if there's any funding available to contribute to fencing one of his paddocks adjacent to an environmental reserve. Are you able to answer that, please?
Yeah, look, I'll provide you with some answer anyway. It's difficult to know exactly what administrative arrangements exist in all of our parks around the state. My advice is if your friend or anyone else has a management issue with national parks, the person to speak to is the ranger in charge at that particular location, and they'll be across what the administrative arrangements in that part of the world are, and access to any help or whatever. So that's my advice. You need to find out who the ranger in charge is. Tell your friend to go and talk to the ranger in charge.
Thank you very much, Stuart. That's great. And another one for you. Do you use thermal aerial shooting or just daytime shooting?
Yeah, look, the whole thermal aerial shooting thing is a bit of a new one. As you're aware, it doesn't mean that you're flying around at night time. It allows you to shoot in the daytime and see animals that are hiding in thick undergrowth. Mostly deer is what it's been applied to, and we have had a chance to use that technology with deer, and I think it's a real game changer in terms of deer. Yet to be seen how it goes with pigs. As I said, most of the places where we would aerial shoot pigs at the moment are quite open anyway. Clearly, if that technology allowed us to use it in kind of thicker, scrubbier stuff, that might help. And the only other thing I'd add is that, over a lot of the Queensland estate, we work in pretty hot and dry areas, and sometimes that thermal technology struggles a little bit where there's a high level of residual heat in the landscape anyway, because it relies on being able to differentiate between the heat of an animal and the heat of the background. So look, no, not yet, but we're keen to give it a run, same as everyone else.
Thank you, Stuart. Another question for you is, where can people get the spin feeders from?
Okay. I'm not sure I'm meant to mention product names, but the ones we use are Moultrie, Moultrie, spin feeders. They're a deer hunting product from America. There's lots of hunting shops stock them, and I think we might get them from a stock and station agent in Toowoomba, yep. I think. So yeah, if you jump on the net, you'll find them.
Okay, thank you. One for you, Perry. Do you find that wheat grain is best attractant, or is there another one that is better or an equal?
Yeah, we've used a rolled barley, which is actually infused with molasses. It's like a dry molasses mix, or it actually isn't. It's not to a wet consistency. It very palatable, I would say, and it's very, very fragrant. It's great to get them getting them into, because it's a good sounder to bring animals back in. I would say that I have used wet. I'm trying to move away from the wet or brewed up grain like fermented grains in that respect. I didn't want to have to affect the hog on with any other water or anything like that. So I just use those dry mixes.
Thank you. And there's another one here asked about evidence of poor results from hog on in hot weather due to toxin being heat affected. Has anyone got any information or experience in that? I can't answer that.
No, I haven't bit too, actually, because in dry times, what we found out in the first lot of efficacy trials that the bait does dry out quite quickly once the cassettes or the little feed boxes, which are containers which they come in, start to dry out. It usually is due to the heat, and I am not sure if that's an issue that's going to cause any more problems with the uptake, or not necessarily the potency of the bait itself.
Okay. Thank you. Actually, I have a question, Perry, just in terms of your system. If you're going to go and build that, how much would it cost? So in terms of your covers.
I think we were upward or probably under the $800.
Okay. Thank you. And the other one I have for Stuart, while I'm waiting for anyone else, any other questions from attendees, is there's one there. I'll get Linton in a minute. Stuart, in terms of the wetland that you showed in that video back when it was done back in 2014, do they still look like that?
Well, the control is still occurring within that core area on Ringaroos National Park. I don't have any more up-to-date photos, and I've not personally been up there in the meantime. But the program continues. Those sorts of that sort of continuing pressure on the population of pigs continues, and my understanding is that it is delivering reduced impacts up there. Yes. Well, I just noticed there was another question there about and you asked Perry about the heat. We definitely experienced some heat damage to the hog on at one period of time until we kind of worked out just how to manage it, and we ensure that all our active hog on with the sodium nitrite in it is kept in a cool environment until the time we need to deploy it. So, it can be as hot as, while you're pre-feeding with your grain or you're putting the placebo out. If you understand how your pigs are attending the area, because you've got a camera on it that tells you when they'll come in, you can kind of, if you try and put the bait out as late in the evening as possible, so it's got the shortest period of time in the hopper and the greatest possibility of remaining potent.
Okay. Thank you. And I'll just say here that Lyndon Staples from ACTA has commented here saying that hog on has been tested in both Texas and in Alabama with dry and moist, warm, humid conditions, and it was okay. And Matt Jones is also saying here that they may have had some varying results with hog on bait in the heat. Is there any more questions? Oh, hang on, there's one more here. So I'm just saying here too that Linton's also stated here that the hoppers also keep rain off bait. But nice that these were subsidised. Yes, well, that's a comment that I'll park there, Linton. But yes, it's well, I'll park it. Okay, are there any other questions that people have in that regard, for both Stuart or Perry, or even for myself, in terms of the update I've presented? Otherwise, I'll wrap it up. So I'll give you another minute or so for any other furious typing to go ahead, and then I'll wrap it up. No, okay. Well, I'll keep moving. So first of all, I'd like to thank Stuart and Perry for their time today, and also for preparing their presentations for this forum. So, and thank you very much, and also to everybody who's attended as well at this forum, and then the other events that we've held during the year, and ongoing support and involvement, and of course all the work that goes on the ground to manage pigs. Thanks to any of the implementation committee and other subcommittee members who've attended. And also there's a reminder that there's a short survey that we'd like you to to provide some feedback on once you hop off this webinar. And finally, I'd like to wish you all a very safe and happy Christmas and all the best for the next year, and look forward to continuing to work with you all as we implement the plan out on the ground. So thank you very much for your time, and good afternoon. Thanks very much. Bye.